Good morning, aloha, talofa lava. Actually, I'm not sure if that's a greeting. It might be what you say when you say goodbye. If so, I apologize to the Polynesians that I offended. All 0.0001% of you. Um, Today's the 22nd of April. It is day 65. Um, the world is on the verge of turning inside out, and as far as I can tell, things are still going pretty well for me here. I saw my physio yesterday. He said that any of the ankle or feet pain that I'm having is due to volume. Apparently, I'm doing too much exercise, combined with the running around for refereeing. So I have professional direction to make sure that I get enough rest, but also that that will likely go away. Thank God, because my feet were sore as hell, sore as heck, or sore as hell, whatever. Last Sunday after that running around. Um, I was a little worried, I must say. I got my raise. I about a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I pitched to my boss because it was during my performance evaluation period, and I spoke with him about my pay rate, the fact that I had, when I took this job, I got a good promotion sort of pay rate increase, and I said I was gonna, I'd go the first year without taking a raise. After a year, I would give them 2 years to sort of set the payout. But I've been in this role for 3 years now, and haven't had a raise since I started. And I said I think given the cost of living increases and merit increases combined, that I should get a certain figure. I asked for 5 digits, and I got 5 digits, which is a couple of things. Firstly, it's validating. It lets me know that the people that are above my boss, my immediate boss, appreciate the work that I'm doing, which means that the productivity that I've been working on, and the conscientiousness about my work, showing up on time and doing the things that are required and acting professionally. Goodness me. Let's get a desktop background that isn't quite so orange. Having those types of work habits and work character. I'm not sure how you would call it, but having those types of things has paid off. I've asked for a significant raise and I've gotten it. And then the second thing that it is it helps me feel like more of a part of the organization that I'm with. They clearly value the work that I'm doing in my position in the company, and the fact that they're agreeing to the raise that I've asked for lets me know that that my version of where I was at matches their version of where I'm at. If they'd come back and said we don't want to give you that much, then I would have to ask myself, okay, where's the disconnect? Because if I think I'm worth X and they say I'm worth Y, well, there's got to be some kind of difference in the middle there, and what, either they're not seeing what I'm seeing or what I feel about where I'm at, but that's not the case. They agree that I am where I'm at, and they agree with me that where I'm at is worth that much. So it was something, and it's a substantial enough increase to affect the paying down of the debts in the house. When we pulled out of we pulled out of the housing market after the landlord here said he didn't want to sell to us because we weren't offering him enough. With how crazy house prices have been, and with how many people are trying to get into the market to be real estate investors, they want to own a property to rent. Those things driving the house prices up. He was talking about getting 10 or 20 grand more than what we were willing to pay for this place. And we know what the place is worth. We know what he paid for it, and we know what it's worth. But and I think we offered him a fair price, but he turned us down, which is fine, because we ended up agreeing with him to stay renting here for the next year and a half, 2 years ish. Towards the end, we're gonna see where we're at, but the plan is to re-sign at the end of this year for another year till next November, the November 22. And during that time, we had made and have made plans. We've been seeing a financial coach, or visiting with one on the phone anyway, and going over our numbers and what we're earning and what we owe. And what we owe is still quite high. We have some student debt and some credit card debt and a personal loan, which we just actually finished paying off, and a couple of car loans. So we decided that we would take the next 2 years to just save and save and save. And with this pay raise, now I can also pay and pay and pay. I can actually increase the amount that my credit card's being paid off to the point where I could almost have it gone, within 12 months. And that's huge for me, because that credit card, I've been sitting on a 5-digit balance for a long time, slowly chipping away at it, but really not ever getting anywhere because of how much interest is being charged on the account. So this is a way to cut that out and get it gone. And then once it's gone, all of the money that goes towards that gets rolled into our savings. And then by the end of the next year, hopefully we have enough down payment and enough income debt freed up that we can go look for a house that's more expensive than what we had previously been approved for. We were approved, I think, for about 280,000 or 280, I think, or 285. But for us, that was just too much to go out on a limb for. We were going to be spending way too much money every month on a mortgage at that high of a rate. And all of the houses that we were looking at, we were bidding against cash buyers and real estate investors and developers and other people like ourselves who had saved more, or whose parents had come in with extra money to cover the cash over. And we didn't have those resources. My parents live in New Zealand, and my girl's parents are not in a financial position to be able to help us like that. So it's good. It's really good for us. And then, without getting into too many details, the urologist gave me the thumbs up. He said, you can get off Clomid. It looks like your body's coming back naturally from finishing the testosterone treatment. It seems like everything's working back. The signal hormones are in full force. So he said, we'll take you off the Clomid because you've been having the mood swings and the loss of libido. And I was relieved to hear that, because going on the Clomid it's been rough, especially on pill days. My energy, my focus, my interest, my general feeling of life is just not as good, and I want to get away from that if I can. So yesterday was a good fucking day. Not such a good day for everyone else, but for me it was a good day, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. Thank you much, and enjoy your continued quitting of the bad habits that you've made for yourselves. And talk to you tomorrow. Ka kite.